Today we've got a very special friend that came from Israel. It's called Dior, and he came to our shop and came to buy a weapon. And since I was outside doing what I'm supposed to do, it's selling, I came to him. When I approached him, I've showed him lots and lots of guns, and he stopped at this one that we are going to talk about today. Today we're going to talk about Amoeba. This one, it's made from Mars. It's entirely made of ABS, but it's a very high quality ABS. I'll pass the word to Lior because he has something really interesting to tell you about this weapon, because since he's from Israel, he had some appointments and connaissances about the real firearms, and since he already shot some real firearms and AR platforms, I'll pass my word to him for him to say to you why did he bought this weapon instead of some others that we had in store. So I'm going to ask him, and this is the actual replica of Lior. Lior, tell me, what do you think about the weapon and why did you choose it?
Well, for me it was, first of all, you came over with this gun. The first thing you reminded me of was a rifle, an M4, a customized one. I got a chance to shot with a couple of years ago. And well, I fell in love with it. Budget-wise, how much did it cost?
210, I believe.
Something like that, yeah.
But we probably made a discount, and I don't know how much it was, but the real price, what's staying in store, it's 210.
Yeah.
So it's not very inexpensive and not very expensive. So it's a middle range weapon with very good quality, as he's going to speak to you at the moment.
So my plan was coming back after a few years without playing airsoft, buying everything at once. So for me it was important to get a gun for the right budget, with the right equipment next to it, technically. So this was a perfect fit. We're probably gonna see a picture of me holding the gun I was talking about, the real one, the M4. That was very similar to this one. I didn't have the chance to play with this one yet. I did have the chance to test it, fix the holographic.
We'll have it tomorrow.
Tomorrow we will, yeah, for sure.
Maybe we'll have it tomorrow.
We will.
Because we'll talk about it later.
But I did have the chance to get the holographic sight on it, fix it, get it straight. We had a chance to add on the angle holder.
It's called not a Miyagi, because a Miyagi is different. It's a different grip. It's called AFG grip. It's a Magpul imitation that we have in store. It's very nice to hold for the stance that you have in your weapon. You can have it in dark earth or in black. And at the moment in store we only have dark earth, and it's very nice to handle. It's very cheap instead of the Magpul one, because the Magpul one would cost around 60 euros or 70 euros, and this one is under the 10 euro budget. So it's very nice. So he came to me for a grip, and I told him, try this one, you see if it stands for your stand. Otherwise, let's choose another one. He grabbed it and said, okay, this is the one because it feels right. So probably would feel right for you as well. So come to our store and try it. But Leo, tell us more.
So what we did with this gun, the FPS at first was around
410,
yeah,
420 or so.
Well, we are in Portugal, which is
we're in Portugal. As you know, we've got one thing that's our law. It's the law. It's made to the real weapons. It has to come painted, as you see. But the main features of this weapon are entirely the entirely body. It's made of ABS, very strong and very high quality ABS. It has a metal gearbox like all the other guns. But the real thing about this gun that is really good, it's that you've got a MOSFET inside it. The gearbox, it's a proprietary MOSFET. It's a very well made MOSFET. Besides that, it has a very good motor. It has an high torque motor, since it's one of the things that people change from the beginning in a weapon that comes stock. Normally you try to change the motor because you need a stronger motor because of the MOSFET. Since you buy this one already comes with it. You have one thing that it's a major upgrade for almost weapons that you buy in a store, wherever you buy it. It's the piston. The piston come with metal teeth. That's not normal. Normally, even the high-end weapons comes with a piston with plastic teeth, so you don't have to have any kind of problem with a piston. One of the things that is very good, and since you don't have to change the piston, you can use it right away. 11.1 LiPo batteries. You can have the 7.4 as well. With it, you can buy a programmer that you could adjust the MOSFET for what kind of battery you're using and what kind of firing selector that you want. You can put it on a LiPo 11.1 volts or a 7.4 volts, and you can change the trigger. Like you see here, you got in safe, and now we put it in single, and now it's in full auto. But with the programmer that you can buy after part, you can do it like single, and then you put it on burst. That's one thing that comes only with, normally it only comes with high-end MOSFETs, like the Titan that we've made a review a few days ago, and like the Warfare from Gate as well, like the ASCO, very well known from everybody, and the Chimera as well. Since we've talked about the prices already, it's 210. It's very cheap for what the weapon brings. I know most of the people say, oh, it's not very realistic because of the plastic, but Lior, as he told you before, it's very alike of the real thing. So tell us more about the specific and the touch of the weapon. Like you told me before, it's very near to the one that you fired, the real one.
So there are a couple. I've had a chance to shoot with a Colt Canada C8 as well, which is used by the Dutch military.
It's called a Daimaco. It's an M4 Daimaco. It's made by the Canadian.
Exactly. Which is also pretty much plastic. It's very lightweight as well. I think that the difference in weight would be around the 300 grams only, which was also very nice to feel again.
The weapon, yeah.
So I gotta say, for a beginner or somebody who comes back after a few years like me, this weapon with the rails on it, the fact that the engine is very customizable, the motor, it's highly recommended for the price it is.
Very recommended. And one of the things that we've talked earlier in the review, it was the strength of the weapon that came from factory. It came with 410, 420 or so, but this weapon has a very good feature that you can change the spring easily by just taking out the buffer tube, and you can access the spring guide right without dismounting the gun or disassemble the gun at all. Just take out the buffer tube and screw the screw that's on the end of the buffer tube, and you can access the spring, and easily you can check and tune your FPS at your own taste. Like I did with your, we've put M110, I believe. I don't really recall.
Customized a bit. And
it was a little bit high on the FPS and the joules that we're allowed here in Portugal. Since it's very easy access, we tuned it up for 356.
Yeah, around now
355. So it's very straight, very good gun, very good build, and like Turing, I've never shot an AR, but Turing will keep with his word because he's a very trusty guy, and I believe him 100% when he says that it's a very feely and a very similar to the one that it tried. One of the things that I want to tell you, that for me, one of the major important things on a rifle and our AR platform is that when I grab an AR, I like to feel the weight, and the heavier the weapon is, the more stable your shot will be. So don't forget to tune on the next review here on Combat Virtual. Probably the next time will be with your or not, or someone else.
I hope so.
But this time it was with your, a new customer from the shop and another pleased customer.